In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Ladies and gentlemen, this world is a prison for a believer. A believer's heart feels restless in this world. The Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, said that a believer does not attach his heart to this world, but rather prepares for the hereafter. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, also said that the grave will either be a garden from the gardens of paradise or a pit from the pits of hell. There was a Hafiz, memorizer of the Quran, who had the Quran preserved in his heart. When he passed away, his body was bathed, shrouded, and his funeral prayer was performed in the prayer ground. After that, he was buried in the grave. 4 months later, something happened in the grave that made the onlooker's hair stand on end. In Medina, there lived a very handsome young man named Sheikh Ahmed bin Sultan. His beauty was praised throughout the city. He was extremely pious, God-fearing, and constantly spoke about Allah, the Lord of glory. The remembrance of Allah always flowed from his tongue. His beautiful beard would draw the attention of onlookers. Any girl who saw him once would keep dreaming about him day and night. One day, a young man approached Sheikh Ahmed bin Sultan and said, "You are very close to Allah. I want to ask you something. Many girls in Medina wish to marry you, but the fear of Allah that I see in you is not found in anyone else. Can you tell me how you became so close to Allah? What is the secret behind your beauty? The radiance on your face is unlike anything I have ever seen." Sheikh Ahmed bin Sultan listened to the young man's words for a long time, tears streaming down his beautiful face. Then, looking at the young man with tearful eyes, he said, "My brother, I was not always beautiful. My face had such blemishes that not only did they ruin my beauty, but people felt disgusted when they looked at me. I was outwardly unattractive and also spiritually lost. Outwardly, I was dark-skinned. Sometimes, fear of Allah would enter my heart, and I would offer prayers. Otherwise, I would stand in corners and gaze at girls. I spent my entire day disobeying the Lord of the universe. My parents tried to explain things to me many times, but I paid no attention to them. In my neighborhood, there was a girl who was extremely pious and beautiful. I started following her. Because of her, I was beaten up several times in the neighborhood, but I did not abandon my misdeeds. I was determined to get that beautiful girl at any cost. So, I planned to meet her. It was nighttime when I climbed over the wall and entered her house. But since all the doors in the house were locked, I couldn't enter. Time passed, and it had been 15 days since I last saw the girl walking on the street. I was captivated by my love for her. I could not find peace during the day nor at night. I became so consumed by her love that I became indifferent to the world. So, once again, I decided to meet that girl. I knew that if her family found out about me, the consequences would not be good, but I didn't care about the consequences. That night, I climbed over the wall and entered her house. I reached the first floor, and there she was, lying on the bed in front of me. Her loose hair, fair complexion, and beautiful face were right before my eyes. Seeing all this, my intentions changed. She saw me and, feeling anxious, said, "Close the door." Upon hearing this, my heart overflowed with joy. All my desires were about to be fulfilled. She gestured for me to sit on the chair in front of her. My attention was entirely on her beautiful face and lips. She said, "I know why you have come today. I don't want my family to be disgraced because of me, which is why I asked you to close the door. Do you know which city you belong to? The city whose people are sworn upon, the city that people long to see, the city where thousands of companions of the Prophet are buried. Do not defile this city with your evil intentions. In this city, Lady Fatima, may Allah be pleased with her, lived as a symbol of modesty and chastity. On the day of judgment, when it will be announced, 'O criminals, stand apart.' Those who committed evil deeds in Medina will also be set apart. What answer will you give to the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, at that time? All the companions of the Prophet will be watching you." These words fell upon me like a mountain. The girl said, "If you still do not abandon your intentions, I swear upon Allah and His Messenger that I will not spare you. I have nothing but my honor. If my honor is tarnished, what will I say to Allah? Even if I remain alive, I will have no life left." I stood up and said to her, "O my sister, I came with evil intentions, but now I will do nothing of the sort." Upon hearing this, she wept with joy joy and said, "O Allah, make the fire of hell forbidden for this brother. Make his face so beautiful that no one in Medina has a face like his. Let the women of Medina desire to marry him." After that, I returned home. Outwardly, I had changed. Sleep was far from me. I would try to lie down on the bed, but the bed would force me to get up. Some moments of the night passed and I fell asleep. I had a dream where I saw that girl. She said to me, "Brother, I am now leaving this world. Love Allah. The love of the Lord of glory is pure." The next morning, I learned that the girl had passed away. When I looked in the mirror, my family could not recognize me. I too went to the mirror and saw that my face was glowing with divine light. Every blemish on my face had vanished. Sheikh Ahmed bin Sultan said, "After that, my life changed completely." The young man who went to visit Sheikh Ahmed said that a few days later, Sheikh Ahmed passed away. I would visit his grave in Jannatul Baqi. I was deeply inspired by Sheikh's life. 4 months passed, and there was heavy rainfall in Medina. Water entered many graves in Jannatul Baqi. Sheikh Ahmed's grave was among them, and it opened up. People saw his face, and they were astonished and amazed. His face was shining as if he were only sleeping. The grave was then covered with soil again. Friends, when the fear and love of Allah enter a person's heart, the special mercy of Allah begins to descend upon them. The Creator of the universe begins to love that person. The doors of mercy are opened for them, and their faces become radiant with light. May Allah, the Lord of glory, grant us all the ability to do righteous deeds. Ameen. Dear friends, we hope you liked our video for today. Please like this video and share it as much as possible with your friends. If you haven't subscribed to our channel Mystical Islam yet, do it right now. We will meet you again in the next video. Until then, may Allah protect you.